Recently, a short video of Chinese university students clad in military coats walking into a classroom went viral online, sparking a trend among college students. Women have also been seen strutting in military coats, their demeanor akin to models on a fashion runway, making a strong style statement. Surprisingly, the once plain-looking military coat has become a top choice for university students to combat the cold. Compared to male students who are eyeing the military coats popular among their grandfather's generation, female students have taken a liking to the floral padded jackets once favored by their grandmothers. On November 12th, a video of a university student wearing a floral padded jacket went viral, sparking widespread online discussion. Due to recent temperature drops in Guizhou, local university students have sparked a trend of wearing these jackets. The students have even coined the slogan, "It's not that we can't afford down jackets, but military coats and floral padded jackets are more cost-effective." Netizens have also commented, "This generation of young people really dare to be different, and fashion truly is a cycle." The military coat, popular in the 1950s and 60s, has re-entered the public eye. Some netizens have stated military coats are taking over the winter market, and the phrase, "The increase in down jackets prices has shifted the market to military coats," even trended on Weibo for a while. On November 27th, the topic, "Have pricey down jackets handed the market over to military coats?" trended on the hot search, sparking a renewed debate between down jackets and military coats. The media believes that storm jackets and military coats are attracting more young people due to their ability to meet various needs, with the continual price increase of down jackets in recent years, ranging from a few hundred to several thousand yuan, and some as high as tens of thousands of yuan. Budget-conscious young people need more cost-effective alternatives. Compared to storm jackets, military coats appear to offer better value for money. According to a report by Times Finance, military coat outerwear recently topped the hot search on e-commerce platforms, with a popularity of over 6.7 million searches, increasing by 14% in a week. One military coat, starting at 55 yuan, sold over 50,000 units in a month, leading the sales chart. Data from JD.com also showed a 181% year-over-year increase in cotton clothing sales with military coat designs during the Double 11 shopping period. According to a report by Red Star News, on November 28th, after visiting several shops and engaging in online conversations with numerous merchants and consumers, it was found that military coat sales on e-commerce platforms have indeed risen. An e-commerce customer service representative selling military coats stated, "This year, the number of students buying military coats has increased compared to previous years, but demand is still greater in the north, although there are shipments to the south as well. Online sales are mostly individual purchases, but there are group orders too." The representative also noted that their store sales on the platform have exceeded 10,000, with a noticeable uptrend in recent sales. Another Taobao merchant stated that the military coats they sell are not age or profession specific, focusing primarily on warmth. The merchant added, "This year, compared to previous years, there have been more student buyers, with more shipments to the north in winter." According to a report by Qilu Evening News, Liu Changhong, the owner of Linyi Zhuhong Occupational Safety Store, attributed the popularity of military coats to their high cost-effectiveness. Since November, he has received daily inquiries about the prices and shipping channels for military coats. Contrary to the slow sales of down jackets, his store's sales of military coats alone have tripled compared to previous years. A military coat costs around 100 yuan, which is 10 to 20 times cheaper than a good quality down jacket. It also provides comparable warmth and is easier to clean and maintain. As reported by the WeChat public account Maijia on November 24th, Zhang Dongdong, a labor protection supplies business owner in Hunan who has been in the industry for 5 years, said that military coats have been selling exceptionally well this year. "In about a week, we sold what we usually sell in an entire winter." Zhang Dongdong mentioned that more young people are coming to his store to buy military coats. Many orders have the same address, all sent to the same school, and some buyers purchase several coats at once, saying it's for their entire dormitory. After the military coat fever in China made a surprising comeback, it sparked lively discussions among netizens. Some say it represents a downgrade in consumption, while students proclaim it's not that we can't afford down jackets, but military coats offer better value for money. However, in response to the trend of students donning military coats, one blogger sharply expressed his viewpoint. "Let's talk about something really unusual that's happening. Understanding what's behind it could give you a head start in the next 3 to 5 years. The move by the post-2000s generation has totally baffled me. Who would have thought that military coats would become a hit among college students? Designer down jackets have been defeated by these military coats." The slogan chanted by post-2000s isn't about not being able to afford down jackets, but rather that military coats offer better value for money. In my opinion, it's just about not being able to afford them. There's no shame in being short on cash. There's no need to dress it up. Nowadays, down jackets can easily cost over 1,000 yuan. Even 2 or 3,000 isn't uncommon. Not just for jobless college students, even for a middle-aged guy like me, who's been working for over a decade, I find them pretty pricey. So the resurgence of military coats among college students is essentially just the lipstick effect under consumption downgrade. There's no need for over-the-top explanations. The so-called lipstick effect refers to when the market is down, everyone's a bit tight on cash, but the desire to consume never diminishes because it's a natural instinct. So products like lipstick, which are inexpensive yet bring happiness, tend to see a surge in sales, becoming the most popular products during such times. Compared to down jackets, military coats don't lose out in warmth to low and mid-range down jackets. Though cotton isn't as warm as down for the same weight, these 2 to 4 kilograms of heavy military coats win by sheer volume. They really do keep you just as warm as mid-range down jackets. And of course, they're much cheaper. A cheap military coat can be bought for just a few tens of yuan, and even a good quality one generally doesn't exceed 200 yuan, which is just a fifth or even a tenth of the price of down jackets. Other mainland media commentaries have mentioned that some people see reverse consumption as another term for downgrading consumption due to the weak economic situation. In reality, reverse consumption represents a rational approach by young people to tightly manage their finances. Numerous videos circulating online show that as the cold air sweeps in, military coats have become a unique sight on Chinese university campuses. University students, regardless of gender, group up and wear military coats, reminiscent of the resource-scarce 60s and 70s. Compared to the stylish down jackets, military coats are monotonous in style, with their only advantage being cheap. While down jackets range from several hundred to several thousand yuan, military coats, being both warm and affordable, can indeed be dubbed the king of cost-effectiveness. Some netizens have noted, military coats are like potatoes, both are giffen goods in economics. The more depressed the economy, the more these low-end products sell, even at higher prices. Another netizen jokingly said that the hot sale of military coats is another ironclad proof of consumption downgrade, only the Statistics Bureau is still winning. As China's economy continues to struggle, topics related to the downgrade in young people's consumption frequently spark heated debates. The blogger in this video also shared their views and offered warnings and advice about this predicament, saying,
"Something terrible is happening. A wave of closures, layoffs, and pay cuts are sweeping over us. And yet, there's still talk of stimulating public consumption. Everywhere you go, you hear people saying how hard it is to make money. Clothing stores say they are not making a profit, nor are restaurants. The real estate sector is constantly facing defaults, and even travel agencies are struggling. Why isn't anyone spending? It's fundamentally a consumption downgrade, not in the quality of products, but in the quantity being purchased. Take, for example, someone who used to dine at 5-star hotels, they still do, but whereas they might have gone 5 or 6 times a month before, now it's just once or twice. They are not resorting to street food. It's the same across all industries. In the face of such difficulties, what should we do? If you don't need to quit your job, then don't. If you're thinking about starting a business, go for something with minimal capital. Physical stores and businesses should downsize if they can. If you're an employee and can hold on, don't jump ship. If you run a street store and it's keeping you afloat, keep at it, don't give up, because this winter we are facing might be a long one.
This blogger also pointed out in the video, as China's economy continues to weaken, the topic of young people downgrading their consumption has attracted widespread attention. In early November, the topic, young people only shop on B1 and B2 floors, in malls sparked heated discussions. The higher the floor, the more expensive the goods, because what we can afford is all down there. So we only go to B1 and B2. It's not the height of the floor that limits where you go, but the price of the products on that floor. A China expert linked the recent phenomenon of the popularity of military coats among Chinese students to the latest data released by the Chinese government. On November 9th, the National Bureau of Statistics of China announced that the Consumer Price Index for October fell by 0.2% year-on-year, entering a deflationary level again following a 0.3% drop in July. Meanwhile, the producer price index fell by 2.6% year-on-year, marking the 13th consecutive month of decline. The expert noted, this indicates that the overall demand in the Chinese economy is very weak, extremely weakened. From these indices, whether macro or micro, people are either unwilling or unable to consume. This year's economic consumption in China is not only evident in the preference for military coats over down jackets, but also in a general downgrade in other areas of consumption. Following the end of the Chinese government's stringent zero-COVID policy, the decline in household savings rates has led the Chinese public to adopt a cautious stance towards consumption, resulting in a mentality of earning more, spending less, and saving more to cope with an unpredictable future. Consequently, many consumer-focused companies have also pointed out the weak demand in the Chinese market, with some shifting their focus to low-cost products. McDonald's CFO Ian Borden mentioned in a financial results conference call last month that McDonald's is responding to China's historically low consumption by focusing on low-priced burgers. Andy Yeung, CFO of Yum China Holdings, which operates KFC and Pizza Hut in China, also stated in a financial conference call, "Since late September, we have observed weak demand, which continued into October. Consumers are becoming more value conscious." In early November, Harry Crab's half off also trended. On November 11th, originally priced at 30 to 40 yuan each, they were predominantly labeled 10 yuan at the seafood market in Sanya Bay, Chongqing. Liu Hongming, who runs a seafood business, said that for female crabs, for example, prices are almost halved for every 100 grams, with the retail price now as low as 7 yuan each. On November 12th, Ms. Ji from Huangnipeng, Chongqing, said that when Harry Crabs first came to market, they cost 30 to 40 yuan each, but now their prices have halved, dropping another 6 to 7 yuan in the last week. In addition to Harry Crabs, pork prices have also plummeted. According to monitoring by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs of 500 markets, as of the second week of November, the price of live pig was 15.18 yuan per kilogram, a decrease of 0.73 yuan per kilogram from the same period last month, a 4.5% drop, and a 42% year-on-year decrease. Liu Zhenrong, head of the sales department at a slaughterhouse in Changsha, Hunan province, said, "The wholesale price of pork is now 9.5 yuan per jin, down from around 10 yuan last quarter. The overall pork market trend is quite down, dropping by 30 to 40% compared to the same period last year." This year's Double 11 becomes quiet also trended. The Double 11 shopping festival, ending last month, failed to ignite the usual shopping frenzy among consumers, with total online sales not even reaching half of last year's, totaling only 243 billion yuan. It was labeled as the most dismal Double 11 in history. Although the Double 11 shopping festival is on November 11th, the discount battle on e-commerce platforms started in late October. Despite lowest price on the entire network and really cheap being the promotional themes of Tmall and JD.com, this year's Double 11 shopping festival ended on a subdued note. The Double 11 shopping festival has always been considered an important indicator of consumer confidence. Addressing this situation, Taiwanese macroeconomist Wu Jialong said, "The lackluster shopping momentum during Double 11 indicates a lack of domestic demand in the Chinese economy." A report by Bain & Company also suggested that during Double 11, Chinese consumers mainly purchased necessities such as tissues, instant noodles, and pet food, while sales of non-essentials like home appliances and large furniture sharply decreased. Chinese affairs expert and columnist Wang Hu also told the media, "Everyone is out of money now, not just out of it, but also expecting not to have any in the future. If I don't have money now but expect to have money in the future, then I would still dare to consume," said Wang Hu. But everyone generally believes that times will be harder in the future, so they are preparing for winter, not spending even if they have money, and saving it instead. This has led to a general consumption downturn in China. Wang Hu further stated, "This phenomenon is because the foundation of China's economy has been almost entirely depleted over the 3 years of dynamic zero COVID. Moreover, the public is expressing their dissatisfaction with the Chinese government by lying flat and refusing to consume.